What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to a brand new transfer update today. The date is going to Monday the 10th of February and we have got confirmers to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. My previous episode will be down below in the description box, and the comment section below for the question of the day: should Messi leave Barcelona? And I also want to point out, if you can hear like loads of wind in the background, I do apologise for that. Just right now in England it's very stormy. But let's get started with the episode, and first up, Toronto FC have signed Argentine winger Pablo Piatti as a free transfer from Spanish side Espanyol. I mentioned this transfer a couple days ago and it has been confirmed by both sides now, and he's ready to start the MLS campaign at the start of next month. FC Utrecht have signed former Werder Bremen and Orlando City defender Lamine Sané on a free transfer. Then we've got a bit of a FIFA Ultimate Team legend, and that is Freddie Guarin. He's returned to Brazil to join Vasco da Gama. The 33-year-old spent 4 years in China with Shanghai Greenland Shenhua, but left the club this month, and he's now made the free move to the Brazilian top flight. It does mean he's very unlikely to feature on FIFA again, because most of the time the Brazilian league seems very hard to obtain for EA in regards to getting players in the game, but hopefully they can sort something out and we get a nice flashback item or something. And next up, Bola VIP are saying Monterrey star Rodolfo Pizarro will move to Inter Miami next week. The Mexican side had hoped to keep hold of their key player for the duration of this season, but if Inter Miami do pay his release clause, they could decide when the transfer does take place. So they could say, you know what, he can finish the season with Monterrey, but my guess is they want him for the full MLS season. And where I said next week, by the way, that does mean this week for you guys watching the video, as of course I'm recording this on Sunday. Then we have got a very interesting one from Sport. They're saying Barcelona failed with a loan bid to bring back former captain Andres Iniesta. The 35-year-old ex-Spain midfielder currently playing in Japan for Vissel Kobe, they wanted to get a return for him to the Camp Nou. And it doesn't say like completely why, but it does mention that because Barca are very inconsistent right now, they want to try and add a bit more spark to the squad. It doesn't go into too much detail as to whether it was the club that decided against it in Vissel Kobe, or whether it was the player himself and he wanted to stay in Japan. And next up, this next transfer could happen this summer, according to The Telegraph. They're saying Bayern have made a €20 million bid for Serginho Dest. Ajax wanted €30 million for the teenager, but they're willing to accept in the region of €26 million. And another outlet does say that Ajax are now resigned to the fact that the right back will join Bayern this summer, and he was seen at a Munich airport a few days ago, but the German side are refusing to comment on the speculation. Bayern have been linked to a lot of different right backs as of late, and they most recently brought in Odriozola on a temporary basis from Real Madrid, but they aren't expected to make Odriozola's move on a permanent deal, and instead will go for Dest from Ajax. And next up, a very short one from Sport 1 is that Bayern won't sell Kingsley Coman or include him in any part of a deal for Leroy Sané. They are still in the market for Sané from Manchester City, but there are some rumours saying that they could offer Kingsley Coman to reduce the fee. But again, Sport 1 said that's not going to be the case. Virgil van Dijk has no plans to leave Liverpool despite reported interest from Juventus. The Athletic claim the Dutchman has no intention of leaving Anfield, and instead could essentially be doing the opposite by signing a new long-term contract with maybe the soon-to-be Premier League champions. And the same article does mention that Liverpool are also trying to sign Alisson down to a new contract, and it makes sense. Like Van Dijk and Alisson, alongside the likes of Salah, Firmino, Mane, and many other players, they've helped turn around the fortunes at Liverpool Football Club. And next up, Goal.com are saying Jack Grealish is ready to join Manchester United, with the outline of a deal already approved by the Aston Villa playmaker, but so far formal transfer talks between the two sides have yet to take place. So Villa and United have yet to make contact, and no transfer fee has been agreed. The 24-year-old stayed out of the transfer picture in January because his boyhood heroes Villa seek to avoid relegation back to the Championship, but he is widely expected to make the move at the end of the season. He's understood to have already begun house hunting in Manchester in anticipation of a transfer, and he's set to sign a long-term contract at United. And they do mention it'd be worth a lot more than the £100,000 a week he's currently earning at Villa. Goal.com do suggest it is pretty much only Manchester United he's set to go to, but other rumours are saying that Manchester City could be interested, so we'll have to wait and see how that pans out in the summer window. And next up, a very short one from L'Equipe is that Thiago Silva is set to leave Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season. His contract expires in June and a renewal seems very unlikely. The reason for that is because him alongside Edinson Cavani, like L'Equipe put out a top 30 earners in Ligue 1 a couple days ago, and they're both earning a lot of money. And for PSG, because of their age, it doesn't really make too much sense to kind of offer them similar terms, and they both may be looking for new challenges. Thiago Silva, despite his age, is still one of the best centre-backs in Europe right now. I think it's like 34 or 35, and because of his high wages, it could limit the amount of teams that are interested in signing him. Chelsea have been linked to a summer move for Inter Milan forward and Argentine striker Lautaro Martinez and Lyon's French striker Moussa Dembele. That story is according to the Evening Standard, and they do mention that their main target is going to be Dembele, and because of that, they've kind of dropped their interest in Timo Werner. A short one from the Daily Star is that Manchester United are favourites to sign Napoli and Senegal defender Kalidou Koulibaly this summer. I mentioned a couple of days ago how he was linked to, I can't remember what club it was it Manchester City? It might have been United, I'm not too sure what club it was, but Koulibaly is set to go on the move this summer, and maybe a move to the Premier League because he is 28 years old, it might be the right time for him to make that transfer. Barcelona are trying to sign Real Sociedad striker Willian Jose this month, and again I've mentioned previously that because of Dembele's injury they are entitled to an emergency signing, but the player has to be currently based in Spain or a free agent. And Marca do mention that they're still trying to work out terms with Sociedad to make the transfer happen, because realistically it's only a benefit for Barca. Sociedad do get a fee out of it, but they can't replace their key forward. And Barca were linked to a Getafe forward Angel the other day, but it seems that one's gone a bit quiet, and instead they have turned their attention to Willian Jose. And now we have a bit of an update about the Messi to Manchester City situation or saga, and it seems already it won't be happening. Messi is set to stay at Barcelona, that's despite all the rumours. Like the Express do say, City are ready to admit defeat in their bid to tempt Messi to the Etihad, and that's because they've been told that Argentina forward has no plans to leave Barcelona. It was pretty easy journalism is my guess, because it's a player that was in a public dispute with a high up person at Barcelona, and because of that people question his future, whether he'll go to the Premier League, maybe even go to Juventus and join Cristiano Ronaldo. But yeah, he's staying at Barca, but the rumours I imagine will still keep coming. Lallana, Shaqiri and Dejan Lovren are likely to leave Liverpool this summer, and the current main transfer target for the Anfield side is another attacker. That's because the African Cup of Nations has been moved back to the winter. So in January 2021, Liverpool will lose the likes of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Naby Keita. And it's a very inconvenient decision for Liverpool, because it does mean they may have to bring a new striker in, and James Pearce does mention Timo Werner. He's definitely the main target right now. They see him as a much more realistic transfer fee compared to the likes of Kai Havertz and Jadon Sancho, and apparently his release clause is €60 million this summer, or just over £50 million. Calcio Mercato are saying Pep Guardiola is interested in bringing Inter defender Milan Skriniar to Manchester City. The Premier League champions could launch an €18 million bid for the 25-year-old centre-back this summer, and their main target is a new defender. And it's certainly not the first time that Skriniar has been linked to Manchester City, because pretty much the last 2.5 years has been the case, and if they do bring him in, it would be a fantastic addition. And next up we have, in my opinion, a very unlikely story from Don Ballon, and that is that Real Madrid are interested in signing Borussia Dortmund striker Erling Haaland. Los Blancos are eager to bring in a new centre forward this summer, and they may launch a bid for the 19-year-old. He has got a €75 million release clause in his current contract, but the article doesn't mention that that particular clause, it doesn't come into play until this time next year, so January 2021. And it does mention a summer transfer and that release clause, so for me, that's why I don't really believe it. The facts are wrong. The Telegraph are saying Real Madrid are closely watching Raheem Sterling's availability. That's ahead of their clash in the Champions League next week with Manchester City. Real are long-standing admirers of Sterling, and the Spanish league leaders are monitoring whether the England forward will sign a new fresh contract at the Etihad or whether they can make a bid in the summer transfer window. They are looking to bring some forwards in or attackers in the summer, and Sterling could be top of that list. My guess is if they do bring Sterling in the summer transfer window, that Kylian Mbappe, it is more likely he'll join in 2021 instead, because both will cost an absolute fortune. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. My previous episode will be down below in the description box, and most days going forward, every day at 8 AM UK time will be a new upload. So thank you for watching this video, I'll see you next time.